All right. I think we're almost about to get started. I've got I just need to see that you want to share the link. So anybody that's not in the group, what we will do is my wife will send them the link and then they can get started. We can get started. I just want to see. Okay, just see if we can send Tim the link. Oh, he's on. Tim is online. Hello, Tim. How are you?
Well, hi, Rule. Evening, everyone.
How are you doing?
All the while,
Great.
all the while.
All right. So there's some exciting times right here before us, and one of the things that I was discussing with the course that I was giving the people today was that so many things are happening in the market, and there's like huge panic in the market at the moment. And the panic is because of the Bitcoin price falling. So if you look at the Bittrex, for instance, you will see that on Bittrex, 40 out of the 240 or 260 coins that are there, only 40 coins went up while Bitcoin was going down. In other words, we're looking at 12 to 16% of the coins that are actually going up while Bitcoin is going down. So any coin that has moved the same way as Bitcoin has moved. In other words, if the if Bitcoin actually dropped 8 to 10% in 24 hours, and a coin went up 8 to 10% in 24 hours, then there wasn't really much gain in that coin. And before we get to the USD ZAR Bitcoin combination, we need to just discuss some of the altcoins before we go there. There are definitely some of the altcoins that are doing well continuously. But if the altcoin goes up while the Bitcoin is going down, it might be a profitable coin to trade, but highly unlikely that it would continue its upward ascent during this time. So what I'm saying is, this is the time that you and I as a trader wants to sit back and wait and watch what the markets are doing. Because if the price is continuously dropping and you are trying to trade, just like what we found with KBC after the 3rd of July, on the 2nd of July, KBC started dropping and continued to drop. And at one point, I told the team there that were sitting together trading, guys, we need to get out of this coin. So at that point of time, when you go to bed and you've got orders, if you had orders 100 Satoshis, up to 100 Satoshis lower, you would wake up with a fright. So you want to take all the orders, like with USD or USDT, you want to take them out. You want to unplug them when you go to bed. Because if the market falls between $200 and $300 down tonight, you might have a problem when you wake up in the morning and find you've got a whole lot of buy orders gone through, but that might be upsetting to a certain degree because you don't know when that price is going to go there again, further up. And looking at the graphs, I went back 4 years to the 2015 graph. Then I went another 4 years back to the 2011 graph. So we go back every 4 years. Obviously, there's no 4 years prior to 2011 for Bitcoin graph. And I noticed that 2011, the bit of information that I saw on the graph was pretty much the same as 2015, with a slight shift in the movement. So as we're going towards the cycle of the third cycle in the year, after June 21, when the markets are at their highest, then we see the market start tumbling into September, July, August, September. We saw some nice highs during August, but now we've seen the tumble started to happen. And if you take the 2015 graph, it fell from $217 in 2015 down to $200. So it fell a substantial 33%. So we are almost halfway down that drop at the moment. So whatever news you read about negativity about Bitcoin, don't worry about that. That doesn't really count. That doesn't matter. What matters now is you protecting your rands, your fiat currency. So what I did this morning was I took my US dollars in Yobit and moved them to Altcoin Trader, because I've been having some issues with Bittrex, and it's because they've discovered I had two accounts 2 years ago, and we're trying to resolve that thing. So it's nothing, no issues with Bittrex. But here is the thing. For those of you who've got Bitcoin, or you've been trading USD on Yobit, you've been buying US dollars a lot higher. In fact, what you're forgetting is that you sold your US dollars much higher on Bittrex, on Yobit, than on any other exchange. And unfortunately, or fortunately for some, Yobit's price of BTC is much higher in USD at the moment. So what I did was I looked at the price of Ethereum last night, and I said, but Ethereum's price on Yobit is about $1 difference from the world market. So I said, okay, well, because I would be losing selling buying back into Bitcoin with such a high dollar price, let me buy rather into Ethereum. And then I've got a good price on Ethereum, and I moved the Ethereum to Altcoin Trader, and it took less than 10 minutes for all the confirmations. It shows 30 confirmations, and it goes pretty fast. And I could then immediately sell to rands to wait for the price to drop. So in your and my minds, been trading on Carrot Bars KBC coin, I had a lengthy conversation with one of the affiliates today. And while I was explaining to him the whole concept behind network marketing, there's a very nice concept behind it. But the problem is that you often have the wrong people going into network marketing, people that don't tell the full truth. And then, of course, I drew him a picture on the board. Maybe I can share it with you guys later if you remind me. Is the network marketer with an arrow to an ostrich with his head in the sand. And a lot of us are like ostriches with our heads in the sand when it comes to what network marketing company we belong to, because we never believe that company would ever drop in shares and profits, etc., etc. And that's the sad part, is because a lot of people, even during 2017 December, they were Bitcoin priests, Bitcoin prophets. They said, you need to buy this. And then 6 months later, nobody's even talking about Bitcoin anymore because the price is so low. It's almost like it's died a death. But if you take the Bitcoin price 2, 3, 4, 5 years prior, it's still much higher than those prices. So we sometimes forget that time has its cycles, and we just following into a cycle right now. And that cycle is so important that we follow that cycle. We are get involved with understanding that there is a way to protect our assets. And here's the big thing. I spent 3.5 days with the level 6 guys trying to embed in their minds how important it is to have to protect your USD balance. Because when you look, if you got an altcoin trader account or a Bittrex account or whatever, you will see that there is a dollar value to your account. If you had to sell your account back to dollars, and none of us can ever say, oh, well, I do crypto only, and I'm only crypto. It's like being an extremist. Extremist only thinks for a small group of people. And what we need to remember is that when we have to go the end of the month and start paying our accounts, can we pay those accounts? Or have we made substantial losses and we're losing a substantial part of our portfolio to pay those accounts? So there is such an important part of this whole KBC thing. When the price dropped under 900, we were moving in dangerous territory, and anybody that was part of the team or part of the groups or at the tradathlon knew that, I'm watching my rand value drop. And guys, don't ever think. I like Robert Kiyosaki's way of life. He says we need to understand the way the world works, the money works, and as much as we're rebellious in the way we view the world, is our protection is still in fiat. If there's a stock market crash in October, will we be able to increase our fiat at faster the rate than what the fiat depreciates? By having the right currency or cryptocurrency, and then be able to survive beyond measure. And the guy that was doing class with me today, he spoke about some investor making interesting comments about not trading your commodities. And I said, but that guy's an investor. What we do know about stock market crashes, that investors have millions and billions of dollars wiped out during those times. So what they're telling the guy on the street is not what the guy on the street needs to hear. The guy on the street needs to hear how to protect his assets. He needs to protect his fiat value. And then if the time of crisis comes, then he can kind of control and handle that situation. So for us, we're going to take a look at the graph right now. And before we take a look at the graph, if you have a question that you need to ask, please just unmute yourself, quickly speak. If you hear someone else is speaking, just wait, you'll get the turn. Any questions? All right, I'm going to share my screen.
Yes, Rule, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Rule. So are we suggesting that we now in yogurt, all my US dollars in yogurt, I convert them to Ethereum and then sell them back to altcoin? Are you
Well, you can sell
that?
it. It's a suggestion. I would have taken it back to my Bittrex account, but because I've got issues with my Bittrex account, I had to move the money quickly because I knew that the problem is time is money with this kind of transaction. So if you've got a Bittrex account, it would be advisable to move it to Bittrex so you can start trading USDT.
Okay. Okay.
But that's
All right,
totally
cool.
up to you. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Great. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly go to my screen share and try and discuss this with you. Let's go to the current price in Bitcoin. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Thank you. All right,
No,
so
I
this
can't.
is okay. Well, if one person can, anyone else can?
No, I've got it. Got it fine. No.
Great. Okay, Martin. All right. So what we see here is a dropping market where the price has been going down and down and down, but making little bumps in between. And this is a perfect down market for us at the moment, where our target price, if the market drops, is around 7,800 to 8,700, and if we're lucky to hit a 9,200. So if you want to take notes, 7,800 is the very bottom price that we would be looking at. A realistic price would be 8,700, and then if the market had to slow down, we're looking at a 9,100, 200 range. At this point, we know that we got until the 25th of the month. So these indicators are giving us anything from the 17th to the 20th when it would hit that price. So when we talk about the 25th, I just want to move this graph up, down a little bit, and going all the way to the 20th, there's the 30th, so 24th, 25th. So realistically, that's where the market needs to move in relation to where it's come from. And if we take the price, we actually worked it out. The price at the top was 12,291. If it drops 33%, so let's say 12,200. Oops. Make sure that we got the sums right. Okay, let's say it's at 12,200 minus 33%, 8,174. All right, so here's my advice. Sometimes a person needs to just like chill, sit back and watch the markets and protect your portfolio. In other words, I'm going to have USD. So I'm going to put some thoughts in your minds. And those thoughts, you're going to have to digest those thoughts, and you're welcome to ask me while I'm on the call, when I give you guys a chance again to discuss this. But you can see I've put my GAN fan here, and it's jumping right between that GAN fan. It found some resistance, it's jumped back. But if it gets through this bottom of this fan, which is showing lots more resistance, it might only even go through there around tomorrow afternoon sometime. If it does go through, then it will drop to that very low. What I'm thinking here is we only have little short ups. Now, this little short up was definitely the full moon tonight. The full moon does definitely have an effect on the markets. It could even go further up, but it's definitely hitting I've got the moving average. Let's just zoom this in so that those with smaller screens, oops, can see this. So there is the simple moving average. There's a moving average, and the moving average is below the simple moving average, and it's got no inclination for direction change to go across that line. So we can say safely that we're on our way down. And during our on the way down period, we might be losing a lot of funds by trading too much. So if you're trading, I would advise not more than 10 or 15% of your funds trading in up and down, because you're going to be missing out. If you've placed orders and they've not gone through, I mean, after you've placed sell orders on the way down and the price didn't go back up those sell orders, and you don't need those funds soon, then don't worry about you, because still your Bitcoin balance has gone up. If your Bitcoin balance has not gone up, it's because you've not sold your Bitcoin to US dollars. So when the price goes further down over here, then you would be crying and wondering, should I sell my Bitcoin? Should I sell more Bitcoin? Well, the longer you wait, the more your balance in fiat value drops. So that's kind of detrimental to your financial health. So I'm just putting these thoughts in your mind. I'm not telling you what to do. I can't see your portfolio, but I'm just doing some straight talk. And I think some people do appreciate straight talk, especially when it comes to your finances. There is, however, one or two little tips, and I'm going to give you. Altcoin Trader. Altcoin Trader is a nice platform to trade, and somehow there are coins like Litecoin and Namecoin which are doing pretty awesome, especially Litecoin. And I don't know why it's putting XAU, but I need to get to Litecoin. Let's get it to Litecoin. There we go. Litecoin has done awesomely well. So for those who want to attempt to trade on Altcoin Trader, just make sure that you add on your profits 1.5%. You deduct off your sell price 1.5%, because your fee is 0.8%. So your fee is higher than any other exchange, but still profitable to trade. So if I've got Litecoin here, I want to go to wait for it to launch. I click on advanced. In advanced, I want to just click on, let's say, a 1-day graph. You can do that with Namecoin also. Just always look at the volume of the trades in the market. Don't go and place huge trades and just block the market. The market won't move if you're blocking it. So Litecoin has a lot more profitability and movement than Bitcoin somehow. So I'm going to move this coin back, and you're going to be trading with rands, so on. So if I'm going to trade on Litecoin, I'm going to stack my orders down to, let's say, 300 Rand. I'm going to buy at current price and stack. I mean, look how high that went. Litecoin went up to 6,000 Rand in 2017. We're going to see higher highs on Bitcoin and Litecoin in 2019. So if we see the same kind of highs as we saw in 2017, then Litecoin is definitely going to increase our Bitcoin and fiat value more rapidly. Okay, so that is just my thoughts for this session. I think we'll leave the next session for coming Monday night, and let's get some questions. All right, no questions. Hope you guys enjoyed the session and have an awesome evening.
We did indeed. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Luke. Cheers, Neil.
Thank you, Roel. Cheers, everyone.
Thank you,
Cheers,
Ro.
Atem.
Thank
All right.
you. Bye.
Bye.